What's up, YouTube? I hope each and every one of you guys are healthy and enjoying life today. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the 2025 Kia Sportage X Line. Huge thank you to Bryant over at Safford Kia of Manassas, Virginia for allowing me to do this video for you guys today. If you are interested in this particular Sportage or any Kia product, then I'll be sure to have Bryant's information on screen as well as in the description box down below. But with that said, let's get into the video. Whew, it is a hot one outside here today, so I'm going to try to get through this part of the video as quickly as I can. So just like usual, first I'm going to talk about the exterior and the performance. So like I said, this is a 2026 Kia Sportage X Line, and this particular one's been painted in nebular blue. I wanted to preface this video by saying for 2026, Kia refreshed the Sportage inside and out with an updated front end, new interior tech and design, and more standard features. But this particular one being the X Line, as standard, you get LED projector headlights with high beam assist, as well as amber LED daytime running lights, LED turn signals, and this one's been optioned with the $2,500 technology package, so you also get LED fog lights. Taking a few steps to the left, here's a front-on shot of the newly refreshed Sportage. I think these headlights kind of remind me of like the older Escalades mixed with the new Kia K4 and some of the older Tellurides. That's really what this reminds me. I think the new design here is more on brand for Kia as compared to like those circular headlights that they had in the 2024 and 2025 and below. But anyways, stylistically speaking, you can see Kia badge there at the center of your hood. You get some gray trim that goes across the entire gloss black grille. You have a forward-facing camera located there at the center of the grille, and that is because, again, this one has been optioned with the technology package, so you get that 360-degree view camera system, and then you also get the side parking sensors here, and then also two in the back. But as standard, if this did not have the technology package, you would get the 4 forward-facing sensors. Now back to the stylistic traits of this thing. You get a satin black lower grille, which is down here. You also get those kind of like weirdly shaped outer grills with some gloss black trim with some satin black around that. And then you can see, last but not least, at the bottom of your front bumper, you get that gloss black accenting. And with the X Line having all-wheel drive, you get 8.3 inches of ground clearance. Now, to summarize the 2026 refresh, again, I think it just looks sharper and more on brand with Kia as compared to the last year's model. I think it just looks similar-ish, but just different enough to bring it back and reeled it back into Kia's design, in my opinion. Let me know your thoughts on the refresh in the comments down below. But coming on down the side, you can see satin black arch moldings, and then as standard, you get the 19-inch gloss black wheels that are wrapped in 235/55 Kumho Krugen HP 71 all-season tires. I will give you a quick view of the tread pattern on these tires as best that I can, and I'll also throw the price of a tire on screen now. As standard, you get rain sensing wipers, and coming on down the side, no matter what exterior color you get, you're gonna get the gloss black mirror cap. So I'm gonna split these mirrors into two parts. So the first part's gonna be what you get as standard with the X Line. The second part is what this one has been optioned with. So as standard, you get the gloss black mirror caps with the integrated turn signals, and they are heated, and you will find your blind spot monitoring on the upper left-hand side of the driver's side mirror and on the upper right-hand side of your passenger side mirror. Again, this one has been optioned with the technology package. So with the technology package optioned, you get the power folding side view mirrors. You get the 2 memory settings for the driver. That includes the mirror settings. You also get the blind spot view system as well as the 360-degree view camera system, both of which utilize the cameras at the bottoms of both of the side view mirrors. Give you a little side profile shot of this thing. You can see tons of gloss black here on the exterior of this thing. So you get the gloss black roof rails, you get the gloss black window trim, you get body color door handles with keyless access. I just did a video with the X Pro Prestige, and what's different about that one is that the keyless access, you just put your hand behind the door handle, it unlocks, whereas this one you have that satin black button to press to unlock and lock the vehicle. Anyways, at the bottom of all of your passenger doors, you get a mix of satin and gloss black for your door cladding. Working my way on back, you have your filler neck, I mean. You do not get a capless filler, however, you just twist that off and it comes right out. Up top, gloss black antenna, body color roof spoiler, and your integrated third brake light. Rear window defroster, LED taillights come standard, and here is a rear 3/4 shot of this thing. Taking a few steps to the right, you get black badging with this thing. I did want to mention, this has also been optioned with the $1,500 premium package. You get the smart power liftgate. Press the button to the right of your backup camera and the liftgate will open up. Tons and tons of storage space here in the back of the Sportage. If you like shopping at Walmart, you like shopping at Target, you've got more than enough space to blow your budget back here. And if you need even more space to really dwindle down that bank account, you can fold down your second row seats by pulling on this, and you're going to get an additional about 3-ish feet of storage space. These are your $200 all-weather floor mats. They say Sportage on them, I believe. At least the last car I did a video with had the Sportage on them. I don't think this one says it because this is one of the lower trims. But anyways, underneath here, you get your spare tire, you get a 12-volt power outlet, LED light, and that's kind of about it for the trunk area. Press that button and the liftgate will close back up, and we're going to finish things off here at the rear. So you can see at the bottom of your trunk, you get that satin black trim. As standard, you get 4 parking sensors, but because this one has been optioned with the technology package, you also get the side sensors, both on this side and then obviously on the passenger side as well. And then finishing things off at the bottom, you get some gloss black trim here that kind of interjects in between the satin black on the top and bottom. And really, other than this having a tow capacity of 3,500 pounds, which is, in my opinion, very impressive for a little SUV like this, that's kind of about it for the exterior. So very subtle changes for the exterior on the 2026 model year. Guys, let me know what your opinions are of the little revisions so far on the outside. Do you prefer the old body? Do you prefer the new redesign? Let me know in the comments down below. But with that stuff out of the way, let's move into performance. Popping open that hood reveals the 2.5-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder that produces 187 horsepower and 178 pound-feet of torque. It's mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission for a 0 to 60 time in about 9 seconds. And if you were wondering about fuel economy, you can achieve 24 miles per gallon in the city, 30 miles per gallon on the highway for 26 miles per gallon combined with all-wheel drive. I just did a video with an X Pro Prestige, and that one had like noticeably less fuel economy figures as compared to this. That one had a little bit beefier of a tire on it, but other than that, I'm not quite sure why the fuel economy figures are so vastly different. But anyways, if you're enjoying the video so far today, please take a second to like, comment, and subscribe. Those 3 things look very good for my channel in the YouTube algorithm, and that is what helps me grow. That is what helps me approach new dealerships and get to do more review videos like this. I got a bug on my camera. And then also follow me on Instagram and TikTok if you guys like car content. I post more stuff on those 2 platforms in addition to YouTube. So if you like what you see here, follow me on Instagram, TikTok at 703speed on all social media platforms. I would greatly appreciate it. But with that stuff out of the way, let's take a look at the interior. Moving on into the interior, as mentioned earlier, keyless access comes standard, so all you have to do is have your key fob in your pocket, walk up to the vehicle, press the black button, it unlocks. You can press that very same button again and it will lock right back up. Looks like any other new Kia key fob, so going over the functions on it, you have your lock function, unlock function, power liftgate function, panic function, and on the opposite side, you have your remote start function. If you wanted to remote start it, all you got to do is lock it, press and hold, she'll fire up. And that is what this thing sounds like being fired up from the exterior's perspective. Now, let's take a look at what the interior has to offer here. So this one's been spec'd with the black Syntex upholstery. We'll get more into that here in a second. Taking a look at the door panel. All of this area is vinyl wrapped. You get some plastic. And then this one, again, it's been optioned with the technology package, and with the technology package you get the 2 memory seat adjustment settings. Also included in that package you have the power folding side view mirrors. Here are your side view mirror controls, unlocking your lock functions, automatic up and down windows in the front, not in the back. That is restricting the passenger window privileges. Good amount of storage space for a phone, padded armrest, storage space, and with the tech pack you get the 8-speaker Harman Kardon sound system, and it sounds great. This is what these front seats look like. So as standard, you get a power adjustable driver seat with 2-way power lumbar. Also as standard, the front seats are heated. Stepping on into the interior of this thing, we're going to close the door. We're going to now have full access here into the interior. And basically what I'm going to do is walk you throughout the entire interior. But hold tight, I'm going to move over into a shady spot. All right, well, you may be able to tell what is new for 2026, but we'll get into that in a second. We're going to start over here. So this is to brighten and or dim the gauge cluster as well as the backlit buttons. With the premium package, you get the power liftgate. This is to turn the traction control system on or off. You have your electronic parking brake. You get a manual tilting and telescoping wheel. You flip that down. You can bring it towards you. You can push it away from you, and it also moves up and down. And once you find your comfortable position, you just lock it right back into place. Now, let's take a listen to the turn signal. That is what the turn signal sounds like. That is also the blind spot view system. Not only is that your turn signal control stock, it's also obviously the headlight control stock and high beam control stock as well. You get a wrapped steering wheel, and like any other vehicle, the horn's at the center. That is what the horn sounds like here on the Sportage. Now, going over the controls on the left-hand side of the steering wheel, as standard, you get smart cruise control with stop and go, but because this has been optioned with the technology package, you also get the highway driving assistant. The highway driving assistant is a semi-autonomous driving system, so that is what these controls are here. And then these two controls are to control your 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster, and the 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster also comes a part of the technology package, so that is what to control the screen. You have those buttons there. So one thing that's interesting, you have drive mode selectors on this side and this side. This is for your drive mode selectors on the street, so you have normal, sport, and my drive. And then on the right-hand side, you have your terrain mode, so you have snow, mud, and sand. So I'm going to leave it in normal mode for right now. These two buttons are configurable. We'll start with the mode button. So you click the mode button. You can select any of these things here. So anytime you click mode, it could be all of these things. So it's going to bounce between all of that stuff. Or you can have it be 2, you can have it be 1, however many you want. Same premise behind the star. However, the star, you can only choose one of these things. But it can be any of them, but it can only be one of them, if that makes sense. So this is to go backwards on track. Pushing down is to go forwards on the track. This is going to pop open your phone stuff here on the infotainment system. And then this is your volume control. That is to speak to the vehicle. And then moving into our gauge cluster. Again, 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster. Obviously, you have your tach, speedometer, speed, fuel stuff, stuff like that. Now, to control that center screen, again, you have these controls here. So on the center screen, we're going to go down since refueling information, since last reset, auto stop start stuff, tire pressure stuff, drive power distribution. Then you have your digital speedometer, and then that is to switch between your different screens like your compass and your driving stuff. Now, coming over to this screen, this is your 12.3-inch infotainment system with wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto connectivity, but with the technology package, you get the built-in navigation. So I think what's new for 2026 is you now get YouTube built in, and I think that is a pretty cool feature, but basically very easy to use screen. You can see not much going on here with the screen. You can swipe down, and that is your quick control screen. You just swipe down, and it usually will pop up. I don't know why it's not popping up right now, but anyways, it's like a quick control screen and display stuff, brightness, all that kind of stuff you can read on screen now. Very easy to use screen. I don't feel like I need to spend too much time on it. However, my phone is in the wireless charging pad right now, and I always like to point this out. You can see the battery over there with the lightning bolt. That is letting you know that there is a phone in the wireless charging pad and that it is charging. 2 HVAC vents, hazard button, and one thing I always mention is I'm like, is this too much technology, guys? So you can see, take a look. Those are your temperature controls, right? Watch what happens when I swipe that. Boom. Now that is your volume control knob. Now that's your tuning control knob, and then these are all of your shortcuts for the infotainment system. You have another one of those shortcut buttons like this. So you can see, boom, boom, it changes what it is. I think that's interesting. And then 2 USB-C ports down there, wireless charging pad, you get heated front seats, 3 levels of adjustability. Down here, hill descent control button. This is auto stop start system. You have your parking sensor, beep beep beeps on or off. So if you want to turn the beep beep beeps off, press that button. This is your auto hold function. Let's say you're tired of sitting in traffic, tired of holding your foot down on the brake. You click the auto hold button, right? The vehicle's going to hold you in place by itself with the braking system. You hit the accelerator and the car goes forward again. Very nice system. And then with the tech pack, you get the 360 cam. So you click the camera button, it pops up the camera system. One thing that is really cool about this vehicle is, boom, let's say you go get your Celsius energy drink and it's just you in the car, right? Okay, it's the next day, right? You get your Celsius energy drink, but your wife or girlfriend or whatever, she wants a Red Bull, okay? Well, you click that button. Now, okay, you have your Red Bull, I have my Celsius, right? And then, okay, let's say neither of you have gotten your drink today, and you just want to set your sunglasses in there, close those, and boom, your sunglasses sitting there, no problem. I love that. I think that's awesome. And then opening this up, down in here you get a 12-volt outlet and a little bit of storage space, but I've seen more storage space in some other vehicles. You do not get a lockable or glove box. Decent amount of storage space in the glove box, though. However, standard rearview mirror, roadside assistance stuff up top here. This one, again, has been optioned with the $1,500 premium package, so you do get the panoramic roof. You pull back to slide, you push up to tilt. That premium package also gives you the LED interior lighting. This is your dome light button. This is whether you want the lights to turn on or not when you open up the doors. Let's say you get some sun in. Oh my gosh! Look how big that is. Look at my ugly mug. Absolutely massive mirror right here. You get a little spot you can set the paper product, and boom, halogen lights, guys. So if you got, or if you're the girls out there, right, and you see that halogen light, you know that's good for the golden hour shots rather than an LED light. It kind of accents your face a little bit better, and boom, slides out, boom, slides in, close that back up. Let's say you're even scared of your own driving. Well, you have a grab handle right here just in case. And you know dang well that your passenger is going to be grabbing on that grab handle when you're driving this thing, right? I'm just messing around, but that's kind of about a quick little walkthrough of what we got going on here in these front seats. Now I'm going to throw the entire window sticker on screen. You guys can take a look at all the options that this has. Take a look at everything that you get standard. But basically, I'm just going to highlight the MSRP. So the MSRP of the way that this particular 2026 Sportage X Line is spec'd is $38,585. That's a lot of money, all right? That's a lot of money, but you get a lot of car for the money. I just did a video with the top of the line X Pro Prestige, and the cars are nearly identical, and that one was $41,100. So for another $3,000, yeah, you get the top of the line trim. I actually prefer the way that the wheels look on this because they're gloss versus matte, and then I also like how these have the all seasons versus like the beefy tires, because why do you need a beefy tire on a car like this? So just my personal opinion, save a little bit extra money. The X Line looks good, and it has pretty much all the same features, but ventilated seats it does not have. I do want to show you what we got going on in the second row before moving into the driving portion of the video. So I'm going to fold these seats up. One thing I do like about this car is that it does have reclining seats back here, which I'll show you in a minute, but you can see these windows go all the way down here in the rear. I do wish they were auto up and down. Spot you could set your phone. You get a little bit of storage space with the speaker. Again, this is what these second row seats look like. You get a center fold down armrest here with 2 cup holders. Seat back pockets behind both front seats. You get those 2 USB-C ports, one right there, 2 HVAC vents, some storage space, grab handle, LED light, and a spot you can set your dry cleaning. You get the same stuff on that side, and this is like a phone holder, so if you're charging your phone, you can put it there. And then I love the reclining ability of these seats. I mean, they recline back so much. It's so comfortable. I mean, oh, sorry, I'm doing a review. Okay, that was kind of cringy. Anyway, that's really kind of about it. These seats actually do recline a lot more than you would expect them to, and you could definitely be very comfortable back here and take a nap. I mean, these are some of, honestly, to God, these are some of the most comfortable second row seats of any SUV I've done videos with, other than like Escalades and stuff. But that's about it. So, you know, we talked about the exterior, we talked about the performance, and now we've talked about what's going on here in the interior of this thing. So I want to see what this thing's like to drive, as I'm assuming you guys do as well. So I'll see you guys in the driver's seat. All right, now on to the driving portion of the video. Here's sport mode, floored. Definitely not the quickest thing that I've ever driven, but it's got adequate power, guys. You know, you don't need a super fast daily driver. This isn't a super fast daily driver, but I think one of the big highlights of this is that it does not have a CVT. I am not a fan of a CVT. I don't like CVTs, and it seems like all new midsize SUVs seem to have CVTs, CRV, what's the other one? The Subaru Outback. I can't remember what the RAV4 was, but a lot of CVTs on the market nowadays, so it's nice to see that something does not have a CVT and it just shifts like a regular car should. And while it doesn't blow your socks off with its power level, obviously, it does have enough power to kind of mosey on down the road. And when you're driving actually from stoplight to stoplight and you're not ripping on it and stuff, you don't feel like it really needs any more power than it has. So that's definitely a plus when it comes to that. Like if I just do a regular acceleration, you know what I mean? You're not going to like, okay, it might not be the fastest thing in the world, but it's got adequate power, and that's kind of the best way to describe this thing. So do another little something. I am happy with this vehicle for the price point. I just did a video with the top of the line thing, and that's a funny license plate. I don't know if you guys can see that. I just did a video with the top of the line trim. It was about $3,000 more expensive, and I felt like this thing has pretty much everything that had other than ventilated seats. I mean, I can't really think of what else that had that this doesn't have. So I think that this is a good value because I like the way that it looks on the outside. I do like how this has the gloss black wheels versus the satin black wheels that you get on the X Pro Prestige. So that's a plus, in my opinion, to this one. And I also like you get a 360-degree view camera, so you get all that kind of stuff. But what you notice right now with the sun beating down is like this is all gloss black essentially, the touchscreen stuff. This is touchscreen. This is gloss black. You can see dust, you can see fingerprints, all that kind of stuff. I'm going to throw a product on screen right now. It is called ONR. Basically, you need the ONR, you need a ZEP bottle, and you need a microfiber rag, right? 2 microfibers. You take a capful of the ONR, you put it in a ZEP bottle, and you just spray it on a microfiber, get it wet, wipe it down, dry it right back up, and it's going to look brand new every time. And you don't have to go to the car wash to get it cleaned. It's just, I highly recommend it. So if you guys like to keep your own car clean, keep it maintained, I highly recommend that. But this thing drives great. It's very smooth. It's got adequate power. I really like how I was driving the opposite side of the road at that park, and it knew that I was driving on the opposite side of the road, and the vehicle actually spoke to me, and it said driving on opposite side or driving against traffic detected. I was like, how the heck does it know that? I thought that was a really cool feature, and I figured I would point that out to you. Because I've never seen that on another vehicle before, and if you're not paying attention and you're driving on the opposite side of the road, and it's nice that this will tell you you're driving on the wrong side of the road or you're driving the wrong way. Nice feature there, absolutely. So just an overall really nice vehicle, great value. You get a lot for your money, and it also looks good. It drives great, sound system's great. It's just a nice alternative to some of the other SUVs on the market that have CVTs, and this has an automatic transmission and still gets really good fuel economy with all-wheel drive. So very nice vehicle, guys, for the money. And obviously with the X Line, you can spec it bare bones, you can spec it loaded like it is now. All comes down to your personal preference and really your budget at the end of the day. But that's it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy the video, please take a second to like, comment, and subscribe. Those 3 things look very good for my channel in the YouTube algorithm, and that is what helps me grow. That is what helps me achieve my dreams, and that is what takes me to the next level and lets me, approach more dealerships and do more car reviews. So, guys, if you made it to this part of the video and you want to see a certain vehicle be reviewed by me, drop a comment in the comments down below. I read all of the comments, and I try my best to review the cars that you guys want to see. So let me know the cars you want to see in the comments down below. And if you like car content in addition to what I post here on YouTube, follow me on Instagram and TikTok for more car content there. I greatly appreciate it, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I truly appreciate your support. That's it for today's video. I will catch you all in the next one. Peace!